What's up? Y'all ready to see Havana, Cuba? Come on, let's go. I'm about to show you.
Worldwide Nate.
Prior to visiting Cuba, my impression was it's a depressed communist country stuck in the 1950s. When I made it into Havana, I saw a totally different picture than what is painted by US media. Of course, I made my rounds to all the classic tourist sites like Plaza de la Revolucion, the Malecón, an oceanfront boulevard filled with classic American cars, and American cars can be seen everywhere. It makes you curious to learn more about the US-Cuban history. I even hired a driver to take me around in his 1958 Ford Fairlane 500. The Floridita Bar was Ernest Hemingway's favorite place for daiquiris, and you will see tourists from all around the world flocking to Havana, headed right to these iconic locations. But I tend to head left and met some Cubans to learn more about their lives in Havana.
I'm here in Havana, I'm saying, I'm getting along well.
Okay.
It's not like I'm doing bad,
Right.
And my family was happy to see me, and I got a good family.
Okay.
We get along each other,
Yeah.
And you can see, here in Cuba, you can see a lot of peace. Maybe you don't see violence and stuff like that. We're very mixed.
Very mixed.
Here in Cuba, they don't look a lot like who is white, who is black,
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of mixing.
Getting lost in Havana, wandering the streets, is an adventure in itself. The Spanish architecture and lack of modern buildings is refreshing. It makes you feel like you're experiencing living history. But being on your feet all day can work up an appetite, and it's about time to eat. For this edition of What Nate Just Ate, I made it to La Imprenta, conveniently located in the heart of Havana Vieja. It's a restored printing house from the 19th century with a beautiful indoor and outdoor design. The design pays homage to its origins, but right now, I'm paying homage to the menu. I start with a sous fish, which is toasted and marinated in olive oil. And for my main course, I'm going with the behemoth lobster tail. After a long day of rolling around Havana and bending corners in my classic car, I'm going back to my Casa Particular, which is essentially a Cuban homestay. My casa feels like going to visit my family down south. Martha welcomes me into her home with her entertaining family and friends. We're having a house party, dancing to reggaeton. We're listening to classic hip-hop and dropping it like it's hot. And Martha and her husband take over the dance floor to show off their salsa moves. I'm heading over to Callejon de Hamel to learn more about their Afro-Cuban traditions. I'm introduced to Elias Alfonso, and he shares the history of Hamel's alley with me.
This place is the first cultural center of murals and permanent installations inspired by the African heritage. He's one guy who's done everything in here. The whole artwork has been done by one artist, Salvador González Escalona. He's a guy who in 1990 started painting everything.
Oh, 1990?
1990.
Fortunately, Salvador shows up, and we share a few laughs. I ask him, where does his inspiration come from?
Es una defensa de los valores de la cultura negra, tanto en América como en el Caribe.
He, with these paintings, with this plays, he became a defender of this theme, the African heritage in Cuba and in the Caribbean. He defends this heritage, the values from this tradition.
Those traditions are on display weekly during Rumba Sunday, where Afro-Cubans perform a Santeria ceremony. Santeria is a Cuban religion composed of a mix of beliefs from the Nigerian Yoruba tribe and elements of Catholicism. I've always heard about Cuba's history, but the strides the country is making to move forward are rarely mentioned. I'm participating in their effort and attending the Major Lazer concert. This historic free concert is set up in front of the U.S. Embassy, and the American flag is flying for the first time in 54 years. The Malecón is closed off, and I'm amongst a sea of young Cubans. It is eye-opening to intermingle with this massive amount of young people and observe their spirit and passion for life and music. In a crowd of 400,000 people, I managed to meet up with my Curaçaoan homegirl Gia and her friends to enjoy the show.